Hi guys, and welcome to your daily tarot reading for Monday the 8th of February 2021. Thank you for joining me. I'm going to use the Herbal Tarot for today's reading. Let's see what these cards have to say. This is really an unexpected contender, this deck, because I bought this here in a local New Age store. And I just thought, oh, I buy decks now and again just to have some variety. But I love this deck. It's something about the earthiness of it with all the plants, maybe because I'm a Virgo. But I love the regular tarot, and I love the way they've drawn the cards quite simply. I love anything simple. I find that things which are too complicated take away from the meaning. And here you've got a gate, a path, a pentacle, and some plants. They've really kept it very simple. 3 friends dancing and trillium. And then we've got the guide for the actual herbs themselves. So I just think it adds a nice kind of healing quality to the tarot. And that's what I use the tarot for, to answer questions for myself. And if those questions are negative, then doing follow-up cards and saying, okay, thank you for showing me this situation. How can I work through it? How can I move ahead? How can I heal a negative situation? So it's never like this fait accompli with the tarot, as in you are doomed to experience this and that's the end of it. It's, as far as I see it, it's a tool for living, for healing. It's a great tool to get clarity on any situation, to look at what's coming up in future, to get a sense of the energy. And with this deck particularly, I like that there's an out with the herbs, like your tax bill increases, but you can set up a payment plan. It's not like da da da, and there you go. It actually says, here's the information, and this is how you can work with it. So if you're reading for yourself, I'll get on with the reading in a second, I promise. But if you're reading for yourself, you can pull as many cards as you want, and you can never pull the wrong card. It's the law of attraction. So if you're asking the cards, will I ever get married? And you put down 3 cards, and it's Death, the Tower, and the Hanged Man, then say, oh, okay, so I need to get rid of something first. I need to change my perspective. And then pull some more cards and say, how do I do this? And what do I need to let go of? And what needs to leave my energy before I can move on? And then pull more cards to give you answers for that. And if that's still unclear, then pull more cards. They're meant to help you. So we've got the 10 of Swords. Then we've got the 6 of Wands. And the Hermit. Licorice and hawthorn. Sounds very British. Ephedra. That sounds... Ephedra? Ephedra. Isn't that a stimulant from Africa? Let me check. 10 of Swords. I hope you've had a really wonderful weekend, by the way, and I hope you're looking forward to this new week. Suit of Swords. 10 of Swords. Here we go. Ephedra. Diaphoretic. Stimulant. Anti-rheumatic. I'm not going to say that. Used for all upper respiratory affections and acute rheumatic problems. Okay, so the 10 of Swords is usually rock bottom because things are negative. Things seem hopeless. You feel powerless. And you feel like other people have conspired to betray you, or the world has conspired to betray you. And things are unclear and excessively negative or lacking in joy, and you have absolutely no say in what goes. You are a victim, you have to suffer, and it's just a negative situation that you have to take on the chin. With the ephedra plant, this anti-rheumatic, it gets rid of inflammation. So it heals and it calms things down, it cools things down, it allows you to heal. And then we've got the upper respiratory affections and inflammation again. So the respiratory thing, because of where we are at this point in the world's history, I don't think that this is the cure for all, the virus that we've had for the last year. I don't think that is cured, but I think what happens is that a specific situation for you, so it isn't the global curing of the latest virus that we've got, it's the healing of something in your life that has troubled you greatly for a while, and that's troubled you specifically, not your neighbors and Britain, but you. And today you find that's less irritating and you can breathe and you have freedom from it, so you can pull it out and heal it. So the Ten of Swords here is a card that says if things are negative or feel overwhelming, you're not stuck. You have the capacity to step back, to take a breath, to face one thing at a time, and to actually heal them, to reduce the inflammation, to give it new air, new life. And you can pull yourself out of a negative situation. So all the people who comment, oh, Greg, you always sugarcoat things. Well, this is for you guys. If things are difficult, they don't need to stay that way. You can work your way through it. And I'm sorry if you don't like that, but I am not getting, with the Ten of Swords, that this is going to be the worst day of your life, that it's all rock bottom and hopeless. I don't feel that. So I'm not going to say it because I don't feel it. So the Ten of Swords is an opportunity for you to heal things which have been problematic in the past and which continue to be problematic, but don't solve them all at once. Don't pull them all out at once. Do one thing at a time. So keep it simple, organize, and one step after the other. The Six of Wands is success. It's going on a quest, finding what you're looking for, coming back, getting a round of applause. Aren't you wonderful for finding the Holy Grail? Then we've got Hawthorn. And Hawthorn, let's see, what is this? Wands. Six of Wands, heart tonic. Expectorant, promotes blood circulation, digestion, and appetite for all heart problems. So it's like you restore your belief in love because you solved one problem. You've refused to give in to despair and to say everything is terrible and I can't do anything. Instead, you say there's one thing I can do something about, so I'm going to do that, regardless of how much everything else is awful. I'm going to do one thing. That's a success, and that leads you to other successes. So you build small, and then you get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. You can also do that the other way. You can give in to despair and say everything is terrible, and let them have a victory over you and make you feel smaller. So you got a choice. Keep it simple, focus on what you can do in the here and now. Do it. That will give you a great sense of achievement. It will heal this. You'll be able to transcend all these swords, and then you can focus on things that you do enjoy. 6, not 10. So you can't do everything on this day. You can do certain things, but the initial success will build more success. So please, go for it. And the circulation and the blood, it's really, things are moving again, quite literally. You feel good about yourself. You know you can bail yourself out of a difficult situation if you're in one. You are your security. You don't need anyone else today. You can do it by soothing yourself and understanding what circumstances need to be in place for you to be effective and to make decisions and to get going again. So you understand all that, and that really leads to a success. So if you've been out of work for years and you're thinking of getting back into work or starting something new, this really is a day to face your own demons and to do what it is you want, regardless of what your feelings and your thoughts say. Because you shouldn't believe what you think. If I decide to be, let's see. If I decide to, it's got to be an example where I can actually do it, but where the ego just tries to put you off. Well, I mean, I don't know. If I decided to be, no, I'm not getting an example, which is unusual for me. But it's really about letting the ego chatter its negative rubbish, not feeling addressed and letting it pass by rather than letting it take hold. If it does take hold, something negative which says you cannot, then you can heal that by doing. So don't listen to the negative things that your mind is saying. That leads to the hermit. The hermit is about spirituality and completion. He has all the answers. He looks within and he understands himself and he grows and he understands the universe because the universe resides in him. So by being by himself, he's going to the universal university, the college of the universe, and he gets all the answer that he ever needs. And he's dressed in gray, which I've never noticed. Because Earth is black and white, young and old, unhappy and happy. The hermit embodies all of that. He's returned to unity consciousness because he's not black or white, he's gray. So you're able to look at the extremes in your life and to scale them back and to balance them out with the successes in your life and to realize that nothing is absolute. Nothing is either bad or good. Everything is somewhat gray. And that realization is the breathing room you need to start working on one of these problems. So my boss hates me and she's always a real cow to me. That usually makes me feel hopeless and depressed and like I don't want to go to work. But today I realize the fact that she hates me means that all her friends that she gets on with also hate me, and I really don't like those colleagues, so because she doesn't like me, I don't have to deal with all those other people. Hooray! There's something good in the fact that this employer doesn't like me, and there's always something like that in every circumstance. Realizing that, it's kind of like blasting off the cement that keeps these things stuck. And by realizing that everything has good sides and bad sides, you notice that it's a bit loose and you can pull it out. You can weaponize it if you want and use your mastery of one thing to knock over all of these swords. But I think you're just giving way into aggression then. What I think you should do is build slowly, focus on solving one problem and then move on to the next and the next and the next and the next. So licorice, let's see. Licorice. I always ate licorice in Holland. If you go into a shop in the Netherlands, like a pharmacy or anywhere, they always have licorice. Licorice is called the peacemaker herb because it calms the mind. It's a demulcent, a tonic, an anti-poison, an aperient, and it is useful for ulcers, indigestion, and food poisoning. Virgo, ruled by Mercury. Okay. So it calms the mind and it makes peace between the extremes in your life so that you don't need to see them as extreme and unattainable. So my life is so bad that I can't fix it. I can't do anything about it anymore. These goals are so lofty and impossible to achieve that I'll never achieve them. I might as well not bother. It brings them closer to home. And it means that this situation may be bad, but there are some good things that I'm getting out of it. I'm already engaging with it, so I might as well solve it, complete it, resolve it. 9, remember, is spirituality and completion. So through the insight and understanding, internally, you're able to complete something externally. It's your approach. Wow, so you make peace between extremes. That's so interesting, especially on this planet, which is all about extremes. Male, female, cat, dog. Number-wise, we've got 10 and 6 is 16, and 9 is 25. 2 and 5 is 7, and 7 is the mind and creativity. So use your mind to get into unity consciousness and to see the shades of gray and white in everything. And don't let yourself be duped into thinking that something is either all fabulous or all negative. It's like when you go to a restaurant and next to you on the table, there's a beautiful, happy couple and they're just laughing and having the best time. You could look at that couple and say, wow, this is what relationships look like. And that's what it's like to have a happy, blissful meal with a loved one at a restaurant. Aren't they lucky? Don't they have it all? You don't know what happens behind closed doors. You don't know. And by projecting these kind of desires onto people that don't even reflect them, you're just creating a whole narrative that has nothing to do with reality. So recognize that everything is inherently good and bad. Nothing is ever going to be one or the other. It just doesn't work like that. So use your creativity to remind yourself of that and bring things home and experience that unity, which is the ultimate place of power, where you can then continue to problem solve, achieve, and to look to the future. Wow, what an amazing, powerful start to the week. I hope you have a fabulous day. I hope you're able to solve loads of problems and succeed amazingly and to get to know yourself even better, to make peace with the different parts of you. If you have any questions about your life purpose or love life or money, then please get in touch with me for a personal reading. Go to gregoryscott.com. On the front page, click on Book Your Readings. There's a button there that says Book Your Reading. Click on that to order your reading. And I use the tarot, astrology, and numerology in my personal reading. So I'll have a look at all those things to answer your questions. If you like this video, then please give it a thumbs up, hit subscribe, and share the video online. Have a fabulous start to the week, and I'll speak to you tomorrow.